Hi, I'm Haley Adams, and today I'll be talking about the Battle of Antietam. This battle was fought on September 17th in 1862 in a town called Sharpsburg, Maryland. Basically, there was a creek in front of the town that was on a farm named Antietam, and so it is called the Battle of Antietam. This battle is famous for its amount of casualties. In total, there were 22,720 soldiers that were lost, and 10,320 of those were Confederate, 12,400 of those were on the Union side. I put two pictures on the slide. The first one is a map of the United States showing where the battle occurred in relation to the rest of it. And the second picture is a picture of the actual battlefield today, as it is now. And this just shows the environment that the soldiers were fighting in and what kind of terrain they were working with. In the Confederate side of the battle, we have Robert E. Lee, who is leading their troops. His family had an extensive military background, and they were very well respected. He was also very well respected as a general in his own right. His attack plan was to flank them from the left and overwhelm the Union with his numbers. George B. McClellan led the Union troops, and he was known for his extensive organization and help to get the troops ready for battle. His plan was to obviously respond to the incoming attacks and to get a jump on them so that they could, win. On this slide, I decided to put three maps of the battlefield. The first two show how the attack plan was carried out, and it shows that the Confederate forces were attacking from the south and initially started out from the left, but it migrated eventually. On the right, there's just a map of the general battlefield, and it shows that it matches up with the rest of them. And I thought these were very interesting so that you could see how the original plan escaped out versus how it actually happened. On the Union side of the battle, there were 87,000 soldiers, and they were mainly from Maryland and locally just around, surrounding states. On the Confederate side, however, there were 45,000, and they were primarily from the Northern Virginia region, but there were also soldiers from other places, of course. Originally, the Confederacy thought that they were going to have many more men than the Union, but they were quickly proven wrong. On the morning of September 17, 1862, the Battle of Antietam officially began. Its participants did not know that this was going to be the single bloodiest day in American history. The Confederate forces fell under attack by the Union soldiers, and the battle went back and forth for a very long time. Eventually, it shifted to a sunken road from the original location of the fight, and this would later be referred to as Bloody Lane due to the insane amount of bodies that were piled up in it. Eventually, it came to a halt when the Confederate forces retreated, and they had lost 1/4 of their soldiers. The Union Army, under the leadership of McClellan, had the chance to do more damage to the Confederacy, but he hesitated and didn't end up doing anything. Before the battle even began, the stakes for this conflict were very high. Both the Confederate and Union armies entered the battle hoping for a decisive victory for their respective armies. The Union wanted to gain traction and a more concrete platform to fight the Confederacy, while the Confederacy was hoping to win the recognition of foreign powers and turn the war 100% in their favor. In the end, the Union was the winner, but the losses were great to both them and their opponents' numbers. President Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation after this battle occurred, with newfound reason to cripple and defeat the Confederacy. He also demoted McClellan due to his hesitation to take out Lee's army when he had the opportunity. The person with a first-hand account of the battle that I decided to research was John Redfield. He was a soldier who fought on the Union side of the Battle of Antietam, and the primary source that he provided was a letter to his siblings. He expressed his yearning for home and also addressed the letters that he had received previously and what he wished to say to them. He served in the 13th New Jersey Regiment and went on to fight in more battles. On the left side, I have the primary source listed, and I won't bore you by reading that, But the document provided some insight into the mindset of a soldier who actually fought in the war. He was not super happy about having to fight, and he didn't really want to, and he didn't think he was going to be a good soldier, but he didn't have a choice. He expresses that he wishes to be home with his loved ones, and he hopes that he returns to them. Though this was technically a Union victory due to the retreat of the Confederate forces, I would not call this a win for anybody due to the high amount of casualties. Though, in result of this battle, Abraham Lincoln was able to issue the Emancipation Proclamation, and this pushed forward the Civil War. This was really the line in the sand, and this made the Battle of Antietam a very important battle. Some interesting facts I found about the Battle of Antietam are that the battlegrounds are now in the National Park Service's protection, and people are allowed to tour the site that this historic battle took place. Also, both armies used a new signal system to relay messages, employing the use of torches, flags, and telescopes, which I showed a picture on the right, which is an example of what they may do. In preparation for the upcoming battles, Robert E. Lee sent out Special Orders 191, or the Lost Orders, but they were retrieved by the Union. These are actually on display in the Library of Congress, and I included a picture on the right. This is just my works cited page. But anyways, thank you for watching.